Our next speaker actually doesn't need an introduction to any event related to Jewish American Heritage Month, because without her, there would be no Jewish American Heritage Month. Debbie Wasserman Schultz, as her first act in Congress, proposed the resolution which created Jewish American Heritage Month in conjunction with another resolution in the Senate with Senator Arlen Specter as its sponsor. And every year since the passage of that resolution, the President of the United States has declared May as Jewish American Heritage Month. Representative Wasserman Schultz is simply unstoppable. She fulfills her legislative responsibilities, including service on the Appropriations Committee, where she's the ranking member on the Subcommittee on Military Construction, Veterans Affairs, and Related Agencies, and she was selected to serve on the Select Subcommittee on the Weaponization of Government. She's a member of both the House Abraham Accords Caucus and the Bipartisan Task Force for Combating Anti-Semitism. But most importantly, Representative Wasserman Schultz's energy and enthusiasm is the reason we celebrate Jewish American Heritage Month this year for the 19th time. It is a personal privilege to work with her on this critical priority. Representative Debbie Wasserman Schultz.
Thank you. Thank you so much. And I really want to thank each and every one of you for taking the time to be here to celebrate the 19th commemoration of Jewish American Heritage Month. I think probably each of us here in this room cannot think of a more critical time in which to make sure that we spend at least a month acknowledging and celebrating and educating about the contributions that Jews have made to the success of the United States of America for literally hundreds of years now. And so it is so incredibly important that we make sure that we shine a spotlight, and we have an opportunity to do that now each May. Congratulations to my friend Malcolm and Eric as well. What's always wonderful about this celebration is that it celebrates others and ensures that we can uplift the Jewish leaders who do so much to help make sure that we show how our community lives our values through Tikkun Olam, through acts of tzedakah, through Gemilut Hasadim, acts of love and kindness. It is so incredibly important that we make sure that we spend this time educating not just Jews, but non-Jews especially, about the significance of the fabric that Jewish leaders across the country and across the spectrum have helped to weave in the rich tapestry that is the United States. Now, along with being grateful to stand by your side, I hope that Brad and I have proved how devoted we are to celebrating this month, because we had to schlep to the Senate side, which is no easy feat. I was about to send out a search party to find me in the internecine tunnels in which I inevitably get lost, even though this is my 10th term in Congress. Tim, I don't know how you do it. Maybe you get lost on the House side too, but perhaps we could have this celebration on the House side on the 20th anniversary of the celebration of Jewish American Heritage Month. Just saying. So this is an annual commemoration that is so critical. It helps us pay tribute to the generations of Jewish Americans, as I said, who helped shape the rich tapestry of history, culture, and society. And it is important because we are less than 2% of our population. It is so important that you understand that so many of our colleagues in the House and the Senate, often the first time that they arrive to Congress is the first time that they are really having an opportunity to interact with any Jews. That from so many districts, especially in the House of Representatives, so many of our colleagues represent hardly any, if any, Jewish people. Certainly, there not being enough of a community and a society for them to understand that we're not just a religion, we're a rich culture and heritage, and that we have a value set by which we live that has helped make sure that we can help make not just the United States, but the world a better place. And so that's why it was so important in 2005 when the Greater Miami Jewish Federation and the Jewish Museum Leadership of Florida came, yes, go Greater Miami Federation, came to me and asked me to lead the sponsorship of the first Jewish American Heritage Month resolution. And I will tell you, it was, even though I was a freshman in the minority, it was one of the quickest passages of a resolution like this, of legislation like this, particularly for a freshman in the minority. I'll tell you, ask me off to the side one day for the backstory on how we actually got it done. A lot of the people here, including William, know that it was, you know, the sausage gets made. Let's just put it that way. I shouldn't be talking about sausage. Right, the kosher sausage got made that day. But there is a backstory. But it is important because when we have events in our communities, when we bring people of all backgrounds and the kind of diversity that we need to bring together to celebrate Jewish American Heritage Month, we're able to educate people to reduce anti-Semitism and bigotry. And I want to ask you all for a favor. I, years ago now, have banned the word tolerance as it applies to our community or any community, because who wants to be tolerated? We don't want to be tolerated, we want it to be celebrated. We want to come together and have communities understand that we matter, that we've made a difference, and understand how they can interact and develop relationships across cultures so that we can make sure we can reduce hatred. So we have to do more to show our support and uplift the Jewish American community. And one of the most effective ways that we can combat anti-Semitism is through education and awareness, and that's what JAM is all about. I'm so proud of President Biden's national strategy to counter anti-Semitism. It's the United States' first ever strategy. It calls on all aspects of society to commemorate JAM specifically and use it as a tool to fight hate. It is a whole-of-government approach which is so necessary. We can see it in ADL's statistics, in American Jewish Committee's statistics. Anti-Semitism is rampantly on the rise, and we need to make sure that we comprehensively, in an organized way, do everything we can to combat it. And we need to make sure that we lift up some of the lesser-known Jews who have made a difference in the United States. I'll give you two lesser-known examples. Vera Rubin, who blazed a trail in astronomy and whose work helped establish the existence of dark matter. Vera Rubin, Jewish. Or Lillian D. Wald, a nurse who fought for public health care, women's and children's rights, and who founded the Henry Street Settlement. We have even better-known figures like Jonas Salk, a virologist who developed the polio vaccine, or Albert Einstein, of course, whose work in mathematics and physics still impact cutting-edge science. It is likely that many Americans may not be aware of each of these unique and incredible individuals' Jewish heritage. That's why events like this one in the United States Capitol, in the Temple of Democracy, are so important. And I'm thankful to Greg and to the Jewish American Heritage Coalition and to Ezra Friedlander for making sure that this celebration happens here in the Capitol every single year. My hope this year is that JAM is as widely celebrated as all the other heritage months that honor and celebrate the wonderful diversity of our community, and that we celebrate the diversity of the Jewish community, because the perception of our community, and you have only to look around this room to see that we have diversity in our community here as well. America would not be what it is today or what it someday can be without such a rich mosaic of people. No other nation has that, and all of you can help by making sure that we sponsor community events, post the accomplishments of Jewish Americans on social media, uplift Jewish voices not just in May, but year-round. And to the honorees, my colleagues in the House and Senate, and everyone else in this room, as the mother, the Jewish mother of Jewish American Heritage Month, I'm very proud to join you, and thank you so much. Happy JAM.